Let me ask you a question. When you see a giant and a child, who is more powerful? One is big, the other is small. Many people don't even have to think. They will just point to the giant. Of course, the giant would be more powerful. Well, the answer may be wrong, or at least incomplete, because real power doesn't stay permanent. It shifts. You can be powerful now and powerless seconds later, and sometimes the weaker side wins. We've often seen children control adults. And this matters because even if you are weak now, it doesn't mean you'll remain weak. And this is exactly what we see in real life. Massive companies disrupted by tiny startups, powerful leaders brought down by small mistakes, and even in daily life, one quiet person can shift the entire room. So what is power really? We tend to think of power as something absolute: strength, size, resources, authority. The stronger you are, the more powerful you must be, right? But in the art of war, power is never described this way. Instead, Sun Tzu shows us something very different. This is what he says. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Power is not about how strong you are, but whether you are positioned correctly and whether the moment favors you. A giant in the wrong place at the wrong time can be weaker than a child in the right place and the right time. This is how a man controls an elephant and how a mosquito can bring a man down. Power is relational. It depends on the situation. You may be powerful now and powerless a second later, as we mentioned just now. Not because you have changed, but because the conditions have changed. Sun Tzu puts it clearly. Therefore, just as water has no constant shape, so in warfare, there are no constant conditions. One who can adapt to the enemy and achieve victory is called divine. Victory doesn't come from personal strength alone, it comes from becoming what the moment requires. In the art of flow, every outcome emerges from the convergence of three primary factors: timing, positioning, and people. Timing. Speed is the essence of war. Act too early, you fail. Act too late, you miss it. Power is often nothing more than perfect timing. Positioning. He who occupies the field of battle first and awaits his enemy is at ease. Where you stand matters more than how strong you are. The right position creates power without force. The wrong one drains everything. People. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all his ranks. No one wins alone. Power multiplies when people are aligned and collapses when they are not. And sometimes the greatest shift in power is not defeating the enemy, but turning them into your ally. So if you are weak, don't just work harder. Think of how you can reconfigure the three primary factors: timing, positioning, and people, to make you stronger. This is why Sun Tzu compares great generals to water. Water shapes its course according to the ground over which it flows. Water is soft yet unstoppable. It does not rely on force, it relies on alignment. This is real power, not rigid, not fixed, but adaptive. This understanding is very important and it matters deeply because in life, in work, in business, you don't have to be the strongest, and very often you are not. You may be on the weaker side, but that doesn't mean you cannot access power. So if you feel weak, don't give up. You are not powerless. You are simply not aligned yet. Change the timing, shift your position, find the right people, and power appears. It may not happen immediately, but it's taking shape. On the other hand, if you feel strong, be careful, because power is temporary. The moment you become arrogant, you stop adapting, and when conditions shift, you can't catch up. Sun Tzu warns us, in essence, that overconfidence leads to defeat. So the next time you see a giant and a child, don't ask who is stronger. Remember this, even a giant is powerless at the wrong moment. And if that's true, then the real question is, what makes a moment right or wrong? The answer is timing.